Zara was the light, the warmth, the bird song, the laughter in our family.
Zara Aleena was, her family said, an easy person to love, with a strong sense of justice. She wanted to be a lawyer.
You're under arrest for rape and murder.
This was the moment Jordan McSweeney was arrested for her rape and murder.
2022 in the early hours of the morning.
The 38-year-old, who had a long history of violence against women, had been released from prison just days before. We now know serious mistakes made by the probation service meant he was able to kill Zara Aleena. Today her family said they had blood on their hands.
Our streets are not safe. Probation work has to be tight, has to be high quality, because the risks, the stake is high. The stake is lives. Zara's life was taken, and probation have blood on their hands.
The report by the probation service watchdog uncovers a series of missed opportunities. It found Jordan McSweeney should have been escalated to high risk of serious harm after being released from prison. Instead, he was wrongly assessed as medium risk. And when Jordan McSweeney failed to attend his probation appointments, the report found the recall was too slow and delayed the opportunity for him to be arrested, which proved to have fatal consequences. Jordan McSweeney was described as a damaged person, a career criminal with 28 previous convictions.
His first prison sentence has been when he was 16 years old. He'd been very violent in terms of his behaviour in prison. He'd threatened other staff, other prisoners. He'd used weapons in prison. But that information wasn't communicated to the probation officer in the community when they were writing their report. And that failure to communicate intelligence from prisons to probation was a key failing in this case.
We hear consistently that there were missed opportunities of a probation service which is overworked, overstretched. Is the system broken beyond repair?
I think that the way the probation service assesses and then manages the risks of harm that people on probation can present to the public is broken and does need fixing at the moment, and needs fixing urgently.
This afternoon in Parliament, the government apologised.
I am profoundly sorry for these failings, and the Deputy Prime Minister and I are seeking opportunities to make apologies in person. It is incumbent on us now to do everything we can to ensure they do not and cannot happen ever again.
That night last summer, when Jordan McSweeney murdered Zara Aleena, he had been trawling the streets looking for a woman on her own. CCTV shows he followed several, including this woman who walks into a shop. He then leaves and waits outside for her. He frightens her enough that she begins to run. It was Zara Aleena who he finds last. But inspectors also pointed to a wider systemic issue, painting a picture of an overstretched probation service, understaffed and overworked, with 10 out of 17 areas across England and Wales being ranked as inadequate. This report comes just a week after the watchdog found failings by probation officers at every stage in the case of Damien Bendel. He murdered 3 children and his pregnant partner. The pressure on the probation service, the mistakes made, have deadly consequences. Today, Zara Aleena's family stressed that while our system is broken, our streets aren't safe.